Dash services. So let's go ahead and talk about the two services that I believe are probably the most important and most unique, provide the most value to Dash users. The first is Privatesend, and the second will be Instantsend. So Privatesend is essentially a coin mixing service. So let's say, for example, you are looking for privacy when you're sending a transaction. And so typically, for example, in Bitcoin, this would not be possible. And with Dash, they have built in a coin mixing service that will allow you to have some kind of essentially fungibility, essentially. So Privatesend is a coin mixing service. These include using the masternodes instead of a single website. They're chaining the transactions by mixing them with multiple masternodes, restricting the mixing to only to accept certain and passive modes of sending the transactions down the blockchain, essentially. So essentially it adds privacy to the transactions by combining identical inputs from multiple users into a single transaction with several outputs. Due to the identical inputs, transactions usually cannot be directly traced, therefore obfuscating the flow of the funds, and therefore we have fungibility. Now, Privatesend is included in the Dash Core wallet. And lastly, the maximum allowed to be sent in a Privatesend transaction is 1,000 Dash. Now, Instantsend. So one of the challenges around a lot of the cryptocurrencies is that it can take a little bit of a time to get acknowledgement or to receive your funds. And so with Instantsend, this is essentially a service that allows for near instant transactions. And through the system, inputs can be locked to a specific transaction and verified by consensus of the masternode network. So remember, this is a two-tier network, and the masternodes are actually what provides the services. Conflicting transactions in blocks are rejected. If a consensus cannot be reached, validation of the transaction occurs through standard block confirmations. Instantsend solves a double spending problem without the longer confirmation times of other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. So it's less than a second, whereas with Bitcoin, it could be hours.